If you've ever been on YouTube and you've been scrolling, you've probably seen, certain videos about what happened to this player, right? And it could have been a famous basketball player, football player, and you just never know what happened to that guy until you watch the video, and then you found out, like, oh, this guy is living a normal life now. He's now teaching, he's now preaching, he's doing something. So that's good. But back in his heyday, he was a great player. And you know what? That's also the case with content creators. There are certain content creators who get so big, they fall off the platform for many reasons, man. YouTube and Instagram content creation, a lot of you guys don't understand, it is a lot of money involved in it, but it is a lot of hard work. And YouTubers or content creators can make a lot of big mistakes just like anybody else and get themselves deplatformed or get themselves caught in scandals which ruin their careers. This is no different than Derrick Jaxn, one of the most wanted and desired dating coaches of the late 2010s and early 2020s. Derrick Jaxn had it all. Young, tall, muscular, with a lot of simp vibes.
You have to let him have the last word, but that only counts if you do the second part. The second part is cutting him off cold turkey. Cold, ice cold, igloo, North Pole, Santa, all that. Cold, ice cold. That means your friends got to be on board. Your family got to be on board. You ain't not only just not fucking him, you're not talking to him. You're not answering his text. You're not even reading his text. Like if y'all, I know Apple iPhone users, y'all got that read receipt shit. No. You can't be receiving anything from him. Snaps, DMs, nothing. He has to totally lose access to you. And again, get your friends on board, because once you do that, he's going to be talking to them, trying to send messages to you, ask and analyze what it is that's on your mind.
Then he got married to Derrick Jaxn, his college sweetheart, and they were living a great life. At this point, Derrick Jaxn was basically making a career of just bigging up black women and pretty much down talking black men. Doing so with low production style value inside of his car, not really taking the business that serious, making tons and tons of dollars, selling courses, selling out seminar and networking events, selling books, and making a ton of money and ignoring haters. But then Tasha K revealed the worst.
Well, I'm coming with all the receipts. So she says that he invited her to Miami for 4th of July. We got the green light on this shit, okay? He invited her to Miami. Look how beautiful she is. She's just so pretty. She's nice, you know what I'm saying? And so we had a very, very good conversation. So when you scroll down, here's his page, okay? Here's his page. I want you to scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the 9th row, okay? To the 9th row. Shaq, put up the picture of him and the wife like this. You see that picture, Shaq? Okay, now blow it up for me. Blow it up and listen to me talk. So I want you to read this caption, right? Now, he flew her to Miami July 4th of 2020, okay? He flew her. They stayed in the same hotel room. They had a yacht party. Everything was going down. They had sex the entire weekend. Derrick told her he was separated from his wife.
Derrick Jaxn was found out, and him and his wife put out this particular video.
What's going on, guys? Derrick Jaxn here, and today I am joined by my lovely wife, Danae. And we just wanted to address a couple of things. You know, we understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, you know, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out, definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took. And definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now. Now, I'm saying this publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys. First and foremost, I'm accountable to God. Then I have to be accountable to my wife, in which we've already had this conversation. I've already told her literally everything. I've given her basically a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it.
Derrick Jaxn tried to rebuild his career, but was very difficult doing so. People found out that he was a fraud, especially his female fan base, and then his views started tanking. He tried making the comeback, and then, he got caught again cheating on his wife.
What did that do to you?
I became a shell of myself. I didn't know who I was. I actually have a couple posts on my page where I have a post that says, I knew her body better than I knew my own.
Stop. Let that sit there. You said you knew another woman's body better than you knew your own.
Yes, several women. I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own. And I spent a lot of time, I went in such a deep hole where I was studying these women. I would go to their profiles and I would study their pages and what they wear. I knew when they had met up. So I watched their videos of them having sex. So I would try to imitate that and recreate that in our relationships so that he could choose me and want me. And that is a low point to be. And I'm tearing up a little bit because I hate that I even got to a point where that was a thing, but that it was just that. And so I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own. I completely lost myself. I became a shell of myself. I tried to imitate their hair, their actions, even sexual things that I had seen him doing with them. I tried to recreate that in our life when we were engaged, and none of it amounted to anything.
Then there was the divorce, and his wife finally had something to say about their relationship. Derrick Jaxn then admitted to doing all of the things that his wife said. Derrick Jaxn divorced his wife, and that was that. He even showed up in some skits making fun about it. But now my question is, where is Derrick Jaxn at now? One of the last posts that he made was on his 35th birthday. Derrick Jaxn is part Jamaican or full Jamaican, so he decided to go to Jamaica to celebrate his 35th birthday. And obviously he still posts pictures of, like I said, his children on his Instagram. But outside of that, Derrick Jaxn doesn't do much of anything. He's not really posting any new content, and he's not really pushing the narrative. So what happened to him? Why is Derrick Jaxn no longer in the business of consulting women or content creating for the most part? On YouTube, he does go live every now and then, but of course it's still low quality, and he doesn't put a lot of effort into the business, and he gets low views. Derrick Jaxn is just out of the business now, and there's not very much that he can do. Now, he has some kind of free masterclass coming up and all of that, but it's a wrap. And Derrick Jaxn destroyed his own career by not following his own advice. And Derrick Jaxn's fall is actually even worse than Fresh and Fit. I'll explain why. You see, with Fresh and Fit, we kind of knew that they would fall because of the horrible things they were just saying about, groups and women and stuff like that. We already knew that their time was going to be coming up. But Derrick Jaxn, who says all these nice things about women, black women in particular, even single moms, and then without getting a community guideline strike or copyright strikes or any of those things, and then you still can't sell with 800,000 followers, you're known in Atlanta, you're a celebrity, and now everything is gone? Well, it just shows you that Derrick Jaxn was somewhat of a fraud. And the reality was, Derrick Jaxn didn't really build his content based on any packaging. What am I talking about? Again, let's look at somebody like Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach, they do a lot of content packaging for what they do. And again, it's not like a whole bunch of Mr. Beast style edits, but they're great. They have great punchlines. They have great commentary. They can make you listen. They have great inserts. and they work at creating great videos that people want to watch. Derrick Jaxn never tried to do that as a content creator. Derrick Jaxn relied mostly on his looks and saying bogus things to attract women and basically just lying. And after all of that was exposed as a content creator, Derrick Jaxn had no way to come back. And because he had so much success doing low quality content and getting a lot of money, he never really reinvested into this business. And this is a problem with a lot of YouTubers. They will say anything to make money, and then after 10 years in the game, they're still having a low quality production and a lot of collaborations. They think that's always going to work, and it doesn't. And that's the problem with Derrick Jaxn. If he was a little bit more honest, he would still have gotten people that would like him, but nobody can trust him anymore. And now he's out of the business forever. He blew $1 million opportunity by disrespecting his wife and sleeping with the ladies on Instagram in the DMs. What a way to destroy a career that you were making millions of dollars in. Now, let me just tell guys something else, all right? If you ever have a business and you're doing very well and you don't reinvest into making those things better in a competitive and easily accessible market like dating or relationship coaching, well, somebody's gonna eventually replace you. And this is exactly what's happened with him. His scandals have got him just pretty much out of the business to where he could never come back. And now, it wouldn't surprise me in about 3 and 4 years if Derrick Jaxn will be back working a regular job. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Derrick Jaxn. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.